Picked up by the Rams. CSU 2-on-1. Stevens down the lane. Baker up and in. Isaiah Stevens. Trey Calvin gives the assignment on him. Pull up jumper. Stevens. Yes, sir. Those are the three officials here this evening. Stevens has the top of the key for CSU. Off an Mbemba screen. Goes baseline. Pulls the trigger. Jumper. Stevens inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. Isaiah creating, running, scoring on the baseline.
So going off to the tunnel to get some attention. Stevens spot, and that's what he does. 8 assists per game. Alexander, tough turnaround, in and out.
I don't want to say he's David Roddy, because he's different, but he's a little David Roddy-like. Certainly is big and strong.
Hard to replicate what that young man did, and hard to defend what that guy. Stevens.
What a move.
In a flash, he's gone for 2.
Man.
In yesterday's semifinal, part of that 29-point performance, Stevens drains the triple for a win for the Rams against the top 10 team. Stevens flashing through and scores it.
Good as you could possibly be, I have to say. Another tough shot.
Yeah, Palmer making that challenging for Shireman. Battling hard, going back for Ashworth, lost the handle. Stevens in transition. Alexander bodied up, but nobody there to contest the second shot. Stevens left alone. Got it!
And was not going to get beat.
Again, another surge from Creighton. Just parried away by Colorado State. And Stevens, man, finds openings and makes tough shots.
Stevens splits the double, lost the handle, but gets it back and takes the 2. There's Isaiah Stevens.
Just got to adjust to D1. The physicality, the intensity.
Stevens attacks with the left hand. Isaiah Stevens. Just his second bucket of the game. Stevens finds Bimba. Nice look from Isaiah Stevens. Scott back to the basket. Gives it to Isaiah Stevens for 3. Isaiah Stevens, the deep 3.
Walled up in transition against Wheeler. They wanted to, just couldn't come up with the miss. Brooks, the recipient of finding the loose ball. 2 points.
Isaiah Stevens, one of the best point guards in the nation, uses the mid-range. Game's last 8, scored by UW. Stevens yo-yos, tiptoes, and lays it in.
Tremendous change of speed.
Practice all day yesterday. He said, guys, St. Mary's is going to be the best screening team we have faced all season long.
Teardrop is true for Stevens. Colorado State 9-0 for the second time in the last 3 years. Stevens, fadeaway from the mid-range. Once again, timing his steps. Runs into the big body of one of the top defensive players in the West Coast Conference, Saxon. There's Stevens.
Stevens covered by Harris. Great guard matchup. Stevens off the crossover with a nice looking jumper.
He can shoot it from 25 feet if he wants to.
Stevens navigating off the screen and floats it up and in.
They started out 5 of 7 from the floor, but have gone cold since. Colorado State's going to try and capitalize here. Isaiah Stevens will pull up the jumper, and he got it. Isaiah Stevens, 2,000 career points, make it 2001, and an and-one opportunity coming up.
Well, this is what makes him so hard to guard. You can play great defense, and it doesn't matter. Hey, look at Jalen House. Shuts off, forces a step-back fadeaway. Even more in the open floor. When New Mexico's got their half-court defense set, the Rams have had a hard time.
And Stevens from 3, nothing but net.
And that's how Colorado State wants to play. They want to run their stuff.
Rams up by 2. Jalen Lake inside. Isaiah Stevens with a no-look dish, and he'll get the ball back. He drives in another no-look pass. And off the glass for the finish is Joel Scott, getting it done on both ends. 10 turnovers. That's about what the Rams average. And nails it. Trying to put a stop to all of it is Dent, and his 3 won't fall. Isaiah Stevens just running into the rim. It's well over their average of 32. Stevens pulls up, got it.
And create things like that defensively.
Well, and then you see Cartier just kick that ball back out, and they reset. Stevens for three. Got it. Just a pure shot. 46% three-point shooter. What a weapon.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you try to take that away from him, basketball's a game of hills and valleys. You just got to be able to weather the runs and keep pushing. And generally, the way that you've been playing all season kind of bears itself out.
Isaiah Stevens back into the game and makes a perfect pass. Yeah, I don't think he had any idea that he was right there. Quick shot goes up. Oh, my goodness.
Your best.
One of your best guys on that, but really didn't have much choice.
Yeah.
Strong again.
To travel back to the airport in Salt Lake and then take a flight up here, they were delayed coming out of there, so a 4-hour bus ride turned into about a 7 or 8 hour commute.
Usually see him attack the basketball, but his confidence right now is sky high, and beautiful fadeaway jump shot as we see at the other end. Stevenson giving some back to the Broncos.
As you predicted, Nick. Max Rice goes to the body, misses badly. Stevens now going to push it up over midcourt. Going to go right at the rim, hits the floater. Colorado State back within 3. Ball poked away. Stevens with the steal. Colorado State, if they're going to get back in this game, they've got to go now. Stevens with a tough runner in transition.
Has improved his team drastically, and he's been outstanding. These guys vacillated in their commitment to rebound early in the year. But
and there
guys committed.
Is absolutely Isaiah Stevens.
Boone against Stevens, high-low action. They're going to keep coming back to that. Brilliant job by the Runnin' Rebel staff to come up with an easy one.
Stevens takes a long 3, nothing but net, and that gets the crowd going here at Moby. He has 6.
Oh, there's not a better point guard in the country who sets screens, defends, assists.
In and out. And Jackie Johnson, the third. That's his shot. Stevens all the way in off the glass. Isaiah Stevens with 8 for the Rams.
Well, they take defense and turn it into offense as well as anybody in this league. A free throw opportunity with Clifford on the bench. Kind of danger zone right now.
Stevens taking over for the Rams, and one coming up. So Isaiah Stevens had 8 in the first. He's up to 10 points now, his first points of the second half. Jackie Johnson, the third, has 2 fouls. That's what they need. They need their guy, the leader, the preseason player of the Mountain West Conference. Clifford goes baseline under the basket to Stevens, and how about it? Isaiah Stevens meet Clifford. The connection works both ways. With just under 5 to go, and guess who gives them the lead?
Fight for the loose ball, won by San Diego State. Floater won't go for Waters. He takes a bump, but play on. Stevens deep 3. Buries it. Isaiah Stevens has his first bucket. On the wing, another triple try. Won't go for Parrish. Boarded by Cartier.
That's not his strength. He's more of a slasher, mid-range guy, not a three-point shooter.
Stevens on Ladie. Little push-off. Got away with it. Stevens has the bucket. The lead is back to double digits.
Terrific program, but never won it.
Stevens hits the 3. All the good luck from Neat Clifford. First points of the second half for Stevens. Stevens whips it into the corner. Lake. Back to Isaiah Stevens. Gets past Waters on the baseline. Draws a foul. And one. Stevens hangs on the baseline.
In traffic, tremendous player. The top point guards in the country. 17 a game.
Steal by Lamont Butler. Lob ahead to Saunders. He had to go up to get it. Pulled from behind. Sending the Rams on the run. Stevens on Trammell. Off the window. Into the corner for Stevens. Left alone for 3. That's the first made 3 of the game.
Going up against Degenhart. It was Scott. Nico Medved shielding us off here. Fadeaway 2 for Stevens is good. 19th foul against Boise State. Rams into the front court. About 40 to go. CSU has not scored in 2.5 minutes. Stevens trying to change it. It's a 3, and it's good. A big one from Isaiah Stevens.
And I talk about that burst off of those screens there. Just walks Ronnie Anderson down. That's a big one there for a team that's really on the bubble looking to get in.
Yeah, Nevada definitely needs a marquee win. That would qualify. Here we go. Out of halftime, Rams with the basketball. And Cartier's on the bench with the 3 personal fouls. Stevens, step back 3. Spotted up and knock it down.
And that's basketball. That's how that goes. You miss a layup at one end, give up a quick 3, 5-point swing.
Stevens knifing through the lane, double clutch, layup is good.
Ends up with the Rams. Stevens kicks it out. Now he finds his corner shot. That's where he likes it. How do you get better? And I think showing up in the second half for this team, they've shown him a little bit of fight. Isaiah Stevens.
Here's Ledee, the fadeaway baseline jumper. Rebound by Scott. Stevens knocks down another.
So the Rams don't want to repeat that, that's for sure.
Nope.
Clifford kick out. Here's Stevens for the record. There it is! Stevens, he'll spin. Here's Lake for 3. Back iron miss. Long rebound. Comes right to Josiah Strong. Stevens drives for 2.
Utah State gets crushed on the boards, Dave. Swing the ball, get it to the baseline.
Look at the ball movement. Side to side. Stevens thinking 3. Another one. Adds to his record total.
When you miss those point-blank layups at the basket, some coaches count that as a turnover.
Stevens gets loose and hits, and it's a 3. 9 rebounds for Clifford, and Toppin is still out of the game. Stevens rising, and all of a sudden it feels like Stevens feels he's got to put it on his shoulders.
And he struggled tonight, 1 for 6 from the field.
Does have 10 rebounds, but you're right, just 2 points. Stevens splitting the D, stumbling, scoring. Right now, he's just a determined young man.
And I think he's sensing.
And 12 rebounds in a big, big game on the road in Albuquerque.
Man, I'm a little bit concerned if I'm New Mexico.
Stevens, floater off the glass.
UNLV's had the better run of play over the last few minutes. Clifford gets baseline. The Colorado transfer batted. Regathers.
This is in.
Stevens. Oh, yeah.
This is in. Clifford. Palmer's a 3 on offense and a 4 on defense. Isaiah's been quiet.
Well, he's number 4 on offense and defense.
For a player at his position, normally you see that at the big position, centers and forwards, not your shooting guard.
Stevens float game and gets that roll. They double team Scott. Had to make the contested catch. Stevens kicks off again. Contorts his body. And he's already passed the amount of points that he had in the last matchup. Clifford cut off. Get Stevens a touch here. 5 in the shot clock. Stevens spinning, loading. And that's a big-time turnover that Colorado State desperately needed. Now what they need is a score. Here's the guy to do it. It's Stevens. Rattles it up and back in.
Really good defensive possession there. And then being able to turn it over for a big shot. Big momentum play for Colorado State.
Isaiah Stevens.
Nice move to the middle. I think you're right, though. It speaks to the depth of this league and how many quality teams there have been. Oh, what a move. You want to talk about getting downhill in a hurry?
Second game of this Mountain West tournament. Out to Cardenas. Tough 3 contested. Clifford goes and gets it. His 6th rebound. Stevens, step back. And Colorado State leads for the first time. Stevens off the inbound. Buries it. 3rd triple of this game.
I'm curious to know if Amy's a little tired. Wow, good pass.
Stevens, Cartier.
Put some doubt in Colorado State's mind early.
And remember that three-point play in the final second. Stevens gets in and with a left hand finishes.
Official called it, and Hines as well for Nevada with 3 fouls.
Stevens, step back, 3. Yes. Isaiah Stevens is all that tonight.
Wow. Stevens with a tough one.
Now all of a sudden he looks like he's moving a little better, being more aggressive.
Stevens connects.
Against Virginia, he misses that one, but Cartier keeps it alive for another chance here. And that one is down. That makes it a 4-point trip down the floor.
Figure out ways to cut into the lead and make this thing happen. 14 points now down to 11.